Whoops. Whoopsie whoopsie. I made a mistake. Hi guys, how are you? It's good to see you. I made a mistake, it's fine. Don't worry about it this time.
Come here, Gail.
Sorry, I was trying to reset the title
come
and
on.
stuff
Come
for
over
my
here.
stream.
Come
Q
back
got
over here.
first! Yes, thank you, Q. That's why I did it. I
Come
was like,
here.
Monster got first? Hell no, and I canceled the stream. Oh my
I
god,
don't
I'm
know
so
if she's gonna
sorry.
come
Yeah,
back now
so
'cause
I was
well, she
trying
probably
to
will, actually.
reset up the title and like my tags on my stream and stuff because it was wrong, and I was like, oh whoops, and I totally just clicked stop stream, and I was like, whoopsie.
Yeah, Joe's making
I'm
soup
still
right
not
now, if
familiar
you're
with
wondering.
things. Moody
We're Joe
Mila,
and...
hello! Oh my god, Moody Mila, hello!
That's why I said,
How are you guys?
good time to
literally
take a
just came
break.
into your
I
chat
literally
the
have
other
been
day.
playing
See you
video
guys
games
here.
all
How are you
day,
doing,
so...
guys? It's good to see you. What's up,
Excited
what's
for
up?
dinner.
Thank you for stopping by. You guys are so nice. These guys are
This is
amazing.
like perfect soup
I really
weather,
just
too.
came,
Oh my
I
god,
literally
I'm
went in your chat for a little bit. I was
freezing.
watching. I really enjoy.
I know, a
Souls
bunch
Like
of people are
streams
getting
and stuff. It's cool
snow
watching
where
you
they're
stream.
at.
Good people. Let me shout all these people out. Sundays are a little different here, guys. I stream games Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Sundays
That
I
cat thinks she's
do
getting
readings,
something.
and it's like spiritual readings.
Hey,
So
you two.
more narrative based.
Be nice.
It'll be a lot more spiritually minded. Lem Sour was here also. I'm sorry. I was first then. I'm so sorry. Let me get a couple of shout outs in. We can hear Jesus stream, Hash. Oh, really? Oh, shoot. Whoops. Oh my god, I forgot. Thank you. Let me mute all these real quick. Okay. Thank you for telling me that. I appreciate that. Hi, Zaddy. Oh, Johnny. Oh my goodness. Hello, son. Check out all these amazing people. It's monsters here. I thought I was hallucinating. She's like, oh, it must have been a trick. She was like, oh, it must have been a trick of my eye, thinking that Hash was live. What's up, Michelle? Good to see you. How are you? CJ. There we go. Yeah, I was trying to fix that. That's what I was trying to fix, the Autobiography Yogi going live notification. And then I clicked stop stream instead. Because, you know, that's what one does. Michelle doesn't stream, but she's cool. Johnny Elson streams when he can. As a diva does. I think Lem Sour was here earlier. I'm not sure they're still here, but they stream as well. And then I think Q was first officially to stream, so we gotta love that. We love that. We're always big fans. And who else can forget the greatest of us all, the greatest streamer here of them all, Ricci. Obviously the best. And Commander Ghosty Waffle. He's everywhere. And then Ricci said he was getting a 6-month subscriber badge. Yay! Ricci said that he was getting ads, and I was like, that's wrong, and I hung up on everything. And Commander Ghosty Waffle, the best lurker in the world, who loves pickles and pickle ASMRs. ASMR. Please. Q said, let me give you the middies. Thank you for the middies. Appreciate you. Check out all these amazing people. Everyone on this list streams except for Michelle and that's pretty much. Oh, Commander Ghosty Waffle is more of like modding now and stuff. Go on, check him out. Make a friend maybe, huh? See what happens. Say hi. Ricci sent another 50. Oh, it was Ricci who sent the 50. Thank you, Ricci. And Q sent 5. He's like, oh, geez, now I feel bad. Sorry, I misread that. I don't know why I got ads. That made me so mad. Still no Masha Haru Marimoto portrait. What the hell? Dude, I'll get it for you, man. Thank you so much. Guys, I found out the secret admirer, my secret admirer who gave me the camera that you're seeing now, this amazing new camera, all these gifts that happen. It was Seth, motherfucking Doom. Oh, yay, he finally followed. Oh, my goodness. This guy sent all this money my way, and he finally decided, all right, fine, I guess I'll follow this dude right here. Thank you. No, I haven't streamed in 5 ever. It's okay. I don't stream either. But just in case, you never know. What if they go live? Hit that follow. Give him a follow. See what happens. See what's going on. Oh, Hazy Hughes. Oh, what up, Hazy? Good to see you. Long time no Hazies. How have you been? How's pregnancy going? How's family life going? That's wild, huh? What a magical thing. You're so magical. CJ is currently on a 7-stream streak. You're welcome. Thank you so much. So nice. Mwah. If you were here, I'd give you a kiss. Mwah. Give you a kiss on the cheek. You know that? I really appreciate you. Thank you for the shout out. I saw you're up on OBS. Yeah, you damn right, girl. We up in 2025 now. Things are changing. Yeah, so now I can do like IRL streams from here instead of my phone, or like streaming some games. I want to eventually get a capture card. Also on my wish list. Also on my throne. I don't know. I'm just saying. You could crowdfund for that. You don't have to. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Anyways, but yeah, once I get the capture card, I saw your. I'm gonna be able to stream on here like all the time and do a lot more fun stuff with like sound alerts and stuff. This is my puppy. You guys know my puppy, right? Let me get him over here. So, check out this sick ass camera, guys. Isn't this crazy? Isn't this wild? And look at this. Look at this. What did you say to me? Huh? All right, calm down, okay? Oh my God, magic. Sorry you're up a little bit. We're doing good, sweetie. If you ever need any help, let me know. Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Oh my God, magic. Witchcraft Finn camera is awesome. He's a wizard. Burn him. Finn is such a Isn't she just meant for this? Look at her. What a diva. Isn't she meant for the limelight? My God, you can be on a. Oh, wow! Look at that. Glorious. Doggo's so cute. Burn. That's so cool. Burn. Get molded. Yeah, that's cool. Look at this. Walk around and stuff. Keep me in view. If I ever need to move around, you know. See what I'm saying? All thanks to Seth. And then the second screen was because of Weeb, so I really appreciate you guys so much. I never would afford this. I am poor. I'm a poor little vegan boy who lives off grass and herbs and spices. Off with his head. Fye. What does that mean? Fye? Fye. What up, Mark Rizzi? How you doing, brother? Fye to you as well. Fair young evening to you as well, sir. I curtsy before thee. Good to see you. Oh, puppy dog. You like my puppy dog, Lamb Sour? How you doing? That's my baby. Yeah, I have another dog right behind me as well that you can't see. Hold on, wait. Let me make sure if I stop the camera from following me. All right, cool. That way you can see my dog. There's my other dog. There's my baby bear. He's literally right behind me. He's my little... He's always by me at one point or another. I'm gonna make this... What's the sign for me to zoom into his ass? Fire. It's what the kids say. Oh, fire. That's what the kids say. I'm too, too old for that stuff, man. I'm not hip with the times. Did I make it track me again? Nice. Whatever FBI agent is in that camera operating it, good job. Oh, trying to hide. He's not hiding. He just wants to be like, I don't know. He just wants to be touching me all the time. It's so cute. I have my blankets. You might have noticed my blankets were kind of weird. My blankets are wet. My washing machine. I was gonna start like an hour earlier, guys, and then my washing machine decided to break on me. And the repair guy I use is not being old. I get that. Feel like I live under a rock. Yeah, dude. Like people are like W streams, bro. W. I'm like, I cannot. I'll type W's in the chat because I'm like, okay, this is easy. I get it. But it's like, oh, I can't say it. Or like, we can now see Hash's good skin. It's from the veganism. He's like, oh wait, how did I look like before? It's all the vegan cheese I cover on myself. It's all the hummus. It's all the hummus I put on my skin every morning and night. Yeah. You know, I'll do the W emotes and stuff, but it's like, I don't know, man. It's like I'm finally like, okay, I'm now old. Like, you know, I'm seeing those things where it's like, I'm no longer gonna learn this anymore. Like, I'm now, yeah, with the 6.7s too. I don't get it. Yeah, it's poggers, my dude. Yeah, it's like, it's funny, it's cute. I get it. Like, I'll laugh with it. I cannot do it. Like, you know, in a realistic fashion. Like, I don't know. I'm sure if everyone keeps doing it, eventually I'll do it. Who am I kidding? I'm such a fucking follower. Sorry, I didn't mean to cuss. She's like, why'd you stop petting me, huh? Why'd you stop petting me, huh? Yes, this is my baby. I birthed this, and I breastfed her for months. Anywho, so Sunday. Today's a really good reading, guys. Wait, is this the direction? So we're reading Autobiography of A Yogi. As you guys know, I follow this spiritual path of yogis. You may recognize Yogananda Self-Realization Fellowship. We've been reading through this every Sunday. We're now on chapter 16, I believe, Outwitting the Stars. It's such a good chapter. With those hips, God bless you. Childbearing hips, I know. I had a C-section. The We're on chapter 16. It's all about, it really goes into the science of like the zodiac. It's really interesting. I was just talking to Michelle and Johnny earlier in VC today about how I practice feng shui to a little some degree. Anyone who's not familiar with like feng shui, it's the like practice in like ancient kind of like Eastern tradition of like correlating our surroundings and our living space with the like inner world of our own kind of astrological spiritual side, if that makes sense. The reason I kind of did it at first was because I read a book on it by the feng shui master, and they say you can do it for anyone else, but here's the basis of it, and it kind of teaches you like what your year is and which of the cardinal directions correlate with that and like what's benefit for you. And so, with anything, I have to try it. I have to try it to see what it is. I have to do a scientific result to it. Mr. Bartleby, happy birthday, dude. I was lurking on your birthday stream the whole time. Super, super cool, man. Guys, please check out Mr. Bartleby. He's super great. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Richie. You're so nice. Yeah, Mr. Bartleby's birthday was just here. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, Mr. Bartleby. Happy birthday to you. It's also Richie's birthday still. I'm doing 2 a.m. work. Rest in peace. So I'll be lurking. Have a wonderful stream. Hash and chat. Oh, thank you so much, Moody Mila. Sup, Hash Bros? Thanks. Happy birthday. Lurk. Thank you, Moody Mila. I really appreciate you. You're so nice. Check out Moody Mila, guys. She's so nice. And she streams. Mr. Barley said, here's some hash browns. Thank you so much, man. Have those hash browns for me. Happy birthday. So, yeah, about this. It's very similar to... So I went ahead and tried this, and I did everything, and then I instantly got a promotion at work. Like the next week, it was super weird. No way! Oh my God, Johnny, thank you so much for the subscription. I really, really appreciate you. Oh my God, thank you. Let's go, tier 1 sub, huge, massive, baby. Now just kind of start going crazy. Please, now's not the time. Frank, pay for it. Thank you so much, Frank. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Daddy Frank. We really appreciate it. By the way, Daddy Frank, if you're taking any more applications, I'm also very poor. I'll do anything for money. No, just kidding. I just play. Hi, hey, hello. Oh my God, hi, Bambi. How you doing? Good to see you. Check out my new stuff. I got a new camera. Thanks to my friends. Big W's. Big W's in the chat, gang. Yeah, spam the W's, gang. It's like... Oh my gosh. Looks good. No, you look good. Check out Bambi, guys. She also streams. She be doing the streams and stuff. She's a working class woman. Modern day mama. Doing the games, doing the works, doing everything, She's really into axolotls. And sometimes she be axolotling a lot of questions. Got me over here blushing. She's like, tee. She's laying on the bed right now on her laptop, kicking her feet in there. She's like, tee tee. She's holding her phone right now, going back and forth on the bed. She's like, tee. Oh my God. But let us not forget about Johnny subscribing right now. That was massive. We love Johnny. Johnny's still ahead of everybody right now. No, just kidding. Oh my gosh. Very much ahead. So, feng shui, zodiac signs, Finn! Really? Huh? No! Stop trying to dig in the bed. Here, go into your blankies. Go into your blankies. There you go. Yes. That's a new bed, hair flip. He's like, he's like, guys, please. It's like, oh my gosh. We love Johnny. We bow down to Johnny. It's like, yes, thank you. Thank you, Bambi. You get it. You'll get there. You keep that up, Bambi. You'll be getting somewhere. So there I was, alone and afraid with my stars. And so like the science behind this stuff is what I find really interesting, and what I really, really like about feng shui is there's like a science behind it. You can recreate these steps and you get some sort of result. and with the science of the zodiac and like what it really means. It's super duper interesting to me. We love Johnny. Oh my god, where am I going? Oh, sorry. Bizarro Ricci Stalkers Racing to France. It was so funny earlier. It was like tracking, but it wouldn't come up from my shorts, and I was like, "Hello, my eyes are up here, you pervert." To France. Wait, are you really going to France? Really? Aren't you in like French Canada? Is your husband French? No. Oh, okay. Well, there goes that story. Well, here we go. So, chapter 16 of Autobiography of A Yogi. Outwitting the Stars. Drink a little bit of coffee. Gret, I discovered I'm sleeping in the right direction when I looked it up, by the way, Ash. She's like, by the way, I am sleeping in the right direction. Oh, thank God. I was so worried. I was like, that's why she has those headaches. It's like, that's why her head is always warm. That's why she doesn't need to wear hats. Because you're always pointing north. I am French, but not French. She's like, I'm like French bacon. It's amazing. That's good coffee. What a treat, huh? What a beautiful day. How glorious. Coffee, good friends, a good book. I can sit here and walk and speak and talk. You can understand. What a gift. What a treat. I'm so grateful. Here we are. Chapter 16 of Autobiography of a Yogi. Outwitting the Stars. Oh, there goes Finn again. Trying to make her little rap. There you go. Chapter 16. Outwitting the Stars. Mukunda, why don't you get an astrological armlet? Should I, master? I don't believe in astrology. It is not a question of belief. The scientific attitude one should take on any subject is whether it is true. The law of gravitation worked as efficiently before Newton as after him. The cosmos would be fairly chaotic if its laws could not operate without the sanction of human belief. Charlatans have brought the ancient stellar science to its present disrepute. Astrology is too vast, both mathematically and philosophically, to be rightly grasped except by men of profound understanding. If ignoramuses misread the heavens and see there a scrawl instead of a script, there is to be expected in this imperfect world, one should not dismiss the wisdom with the wise. See that? Finnegan, Unholy Quinn redeemed, Daily Ash Brown. Hello, Unholy Quinn. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Guys, please check out Unholy Quinn. She's so amazing. She just had her birthday as well. Everybody's birthday is this month, and it's still Ricci's birthday. Never forget that. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for stopping by. We're learning about astrology. So there's a footnote here about when he said astrology is too vast mathematically and philosophically. There's a footnote. Thank you for the shout out. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. There's a footnote here by mathematically, and it says, from astronomical references in ancient Hindu literature, scholars have been able to ascertain the dates of the authors. The scientific knowledge of the rishis was very great. In the Kaushitaki Brahma, we find precise astronomical passages indicating that in 3100 BC, the Hindus were far advanced in astronomy, which had a practical value in determining the auspicious times for astrological ceremonies. An article by Tara Mata in East West, February 1934, says of the Jyotish, or body of Vedic astronomical expositions, it contains the scientific lore that kept India at the forefront of all ancient nations and made her the mecca of seekers after knowledge. Brahma Gupta, one of the Jyotish works, is an astronomical treatise dealing with such matters as the heliocentric motion of the planetary bodies in our solar system. So like this, the heliocentric, the moving around of like planets around the sun, was talked about 3,100 years before Christ here. Let's take that in, let's not just brush over that. Matters as the heliocentric motion of the planetary bodies in our solar system, the obliquity of the ecliptic, the Earth's spherical form, the reflected light of the moon, the Earth's daily axial revolution, the presence of fixed stars in the Milky Way, the law of gravitation, and other scientific facts that did not dawn in the Western world until the time of Copernicus and Newton. The so-called Arabic numerals, invaluable in the development of Western mathematics, came to Europe in the 9th century via the Arabs from India, where the system of notation has been anciently formulated. Further light on India's vast scientific heritage will be found in Sir P. C. Roy's History of Hindu Chemistry, in B. N. Seale's Positive Sciences of the Ancient Hindus, in B. K. Sarkar's Hindu Achievements in Exact Science, and his The Positive Background of Hindu Sociology, and in U. C. Dutt's Materia Medica of the Hindus. So it just goes to show the vast knowledge that was present to the Hindus years and years and years before what we believed was the dawn of like modern science and modern astrology and modern what we believe is like knowledge of the stars and moons and suns. So keeping that in mind as we move along, all parts, so this is his guru speaking, all parts of creation are linked together and interchange their influences. The balanced rhythm of the universe is rooted in reciprocity. Reciprocity, my guru continued. Man, in his human aspect, has to combat two sets of forces. First, the tumults within the being, caused by the admixture of earth, water, fire, air, and ethereal elements. Second, the outer disintegrating powers of nature. So long as man struggles with his mortality, he is affected by the myriad mutations of heaven and earth. Astrology is the study of man's response to planetary stimuli. The stars have no conscious benevolence or animosity. They merely send forth positive and negative radiations. Of themselves, these do not help or harm humanity. Oh, 7 Stream Street, thank you. But offer a lawful channel for the outward operation of cause-effect equilibriums that each man has set into motion in the past. A child is born on that day and at that hour when the celestial rays are in the mathematical harmony with his individual karma. His horoscope is a challenging portrait, revealing his unalterable past and its probable future results. But the natal charts can be rightly interpreted only by men of intuitive wisdom. These are few. The message boldly blazoned across the heavens at the moment of birth is not meant to emphasize fate, the result of past good and evil, but to arouse man's will to escape from his universal thraldom. What he has done, he can undo. None other than himself was the instigator of the causes of whatever effects are now prevalent in his life. He can overcome any limitation because he created it by his own actions in the first place, and because he possesses spiritual resources that are not subject to planetary pressure. Superstitious awe of astrology makes one an automaton, slavishly dependent on mechanical guidance. The wise man defeats his planets, which is to say his past, by transferring his allegiance from the creation to the creator. The more he realizes his unity with spirit, the less he can be dominated by matter. The soul is ever free. It is deathless because birthless. It cannot be regimented by stars. Man is a soul. He has a body. When he properly places his sense of identity, he leaves behind all compulsive patterns. So long as he remains confused in his ordinary state of spiritual amnesia, he will know the subtle fetters of environmental law. God is harmony. The devotee who attunes himself will never perform any action amiss. His activities will be correctly and naturally timed to accord with astrological law. After deep prayer and meditation, he is in touch with his divine consciousness. There is no greater power than that inward protection. Then, dear master, why do you want me to wear an astrological bangle? I ventured this question after a long silence. I had tried to assimilate Sri Yukteswar's noble exposition, which contained thoughts very new to me. Here's a picture of Sri Yukteswar in Calcutta. Sri Yukteswar and Yogananda in Calcutta. Obviously, they're right behind me here over my left shoulder. It's Yogananda is right next to me, and then Shri Yukteswar. So they're having this discourse now. Shri Yukteswar is the one describing to him like exactly what the stars mean, how they're actually just patterns of our past incarnations, and how we're meant to defeat them. And he's the one telling Yogananda now to buy an astrological bangle over his arm. And here's a picture of them in Calcutta. Oh geez, sorry. Oh no, it's gonna try to follow me. Hold on, let me turn off this tracking real quick so I can show you. Share it with the class. And it's interesting. These are two. Look at them. I don't even know if they might even be barefoot. You know, like very much ochre colored robes, cuties, bunch of cuties. You know, like, and do you hear the way these men are speaking? Like, do you hear this vocabulary that's being like, it's so heavy, it's so wise. Like every word you have to look up and realize its meaning. It's so rich. Like, oh my goodness. It's so funny. Like, it's so hilarious. Oh, hold on. Track me now. It is only when a traveler. So he's asking. He's like, Shri Yukteswar, if that's the case, then why do I even wear this bangle? You know, if that's what it is, like, why would I even need this? Literally every word. And Yukteswar replies, it is only when a traveler has reached his goal that he is justified in discarding his maps. During the journey, he takes advantage of any convenient shortcut. The ancient rishis discovered many ways to curtail the period of man's exile and delusion. There are certain mechanical features in the law of karma that can be skillfully adjusted by the fingers of wisdom. All human ills arise from some transgression of universal law. Isn't that powerful? All human ills arise from some transgression of universal law. The scriptures point out that man must satisfy the laws of nature, while not discrediting the divine omnipotence. He should say, Lord, I trust in thee and know that thou canst help me, but I too will do my best to undo any wrong I have done. By a number of means, by prayer, by willpower, by yoga meditation, by consultation with saints, by use of astrological bangles, the adverse effects of past wrongs can be minimized or nullified. Just as a house may be fitted with copper rods to absorb the shock of lightning, so the bodily temple can be protected in certain ways. Electrical and magnetic radiations are ceaselessly circulating in the universe. They affect man's body for good and ill. Ages ago, our rishis pondered the problem of combating the adverse effects of subtle cosmic influences. The sages discovered that pure metals emit an astral light, which is powerfully counteractive to negative pulls of the planets. Certain plant combinations were also found to be helpful. Most effective of all are faultless jewels of not less than 2 carats. So, isn't this so interesting? Like, it's so. Oh, Feed the Tall Boy. Yo, how you doing, guys? Yo, thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate you. You're so, so nice. I thank you guys for hanging out here and dealing with this. I know it's probably a lot. Check out Feed the Tall Boy, guys. We're going to be having a big collab with Feed the Tall Boy, the Impeccable Luck, starting off the new year. I know Impeccable Feed the Tall Boy will be streaming later. Thank you so much. So it's so interesting, he's talking about like the science behind what is astrology, so he's saying that each one of these planets, each one of these stars, Ricci is not invited. Each one of these planets, each one of these stars, after your birthday ends, Ricci, on December 31st, January 1st, I gotta cut you off, sorry. So these add star in 2 minutes, guys. So these, let me just explain this before I continue on. Each one of these stars doing good. How are you? I'm doing well, dude. I'm doing really well. I woke up late and didn't go to church today, but trying to do my best to still think about spirit as much as possible. I hope you're doing well. How's Feed the Tall Baby? How's Feed the Tall Wife? I hope you're all doing well. Constantly in my prayers and thoughts. The various planets and stars emit radiations and light that, science will tell you about now. There's thousands of electrical currents all around our planet, all around our world and universe, constantly flowing around us, through us all the time, along with radio waves and various other things that we can't even see, there's so much on the light spectrum. Feed the Tall Dog? How's Feed the Tall Dog? There's so much in the light and sound spectrum that we aren't even capable of grasping or hearing or properly understanding. And we take these radiation, these rays, and it affects us not just on a physical level. Family is good. Thank you, sir. I'm very happy to hear that. Makes me super happy. Have you read anything about Taoism, Hash? No. I'm unfamiliar. And there is definitely an effect by all these things. No tall dog. Dang. Tall cat? Small the cat? Short cat? And each one of these invisible rays to us, they have an effect on us, whether we're aware of it or not. And they go on to say that it actually, when a child is born, these lights and these rays, these planets, they're able to, through men, he says men all the time. You hear he hears men. This is means manas. Like, it's not meant to be taken literally as like the sex, like he means all humanity, mankind. I mean, mankind, any men or women of wisdom, those are the only ones that are capable of like properly. Taoism is the study of toes. Taoism, the study of it. Ad start in 40 seconds, guys. Go to the bathroom, get some coffee. Unless you're LOL Tolcat. Unless you want to stay, unless you are subbed, then you're gonna keep listening to me talking. Shortcut. And so if you're able to see this stuff, if you're able to, tune in your consciousness and feel this, you would see how it's affecting us. And so by wearing certain metals, they've found so rishis means sages of ancient times. We're talking about 3,000 years before Christ, right? Like we were talking about earlier in these books and readings. They found that years and years and years ago that certain pure metals give off certain radiations and light that can interact with or counteract or increase these rays of energy coming from these planets, thus affecting our way of life, our being. And this is also how, like, up until World War II, I was talking about this before, up until World War II, every war was fought with an astrologer. We had a war astrologer. That's actually, they used Aleister Crowley. You may be familiar with that dude. He was like the astrologer for World War II for us, and he was the one who, like, was like guessing where all these attacks were going to go because he knew where these damn crazy, Hitler was super into the occult. He had like half of his people going to like Antarctica to look for like aliens and ancient aliens and stuff. That is wild. It's super wild, super wild. And so there's a whole bunch of science out there that we don't consider science. There's so much out there that we're not studying at all, and it's so interesting to me that we don't. Like, this is the stuff that I would be so interested in if we were to talk about this stuff in history. Like, this is the stuff that I find so interesting, and I wish we talked more about. But yeah, what are these like invisible energy rays? What are these like? How do they affect us? What do they affect? Like, what is it hitting if it's not my organs, if it's not my body? Like, what is this radiation pull behind me that can affect me? Like, what is it? I want to know. Oh my god, that's so weird. Drink a little. Yeah, and then you think about like all these stories about people who, or like monks who have to be by running water and stuff like that. Like in my books that were teaching me about feng shui, they were like, in the southwest portion of your room, make sure to have running water. And I'm like, what energy is going on in there that is causing, and as soon as I did it, I saw like I said, that's when the promotion of my job occurred. And as soon as I did it, and I was like, what is going on? Like, how, it's such an interesting thing to me. Like, I wish I could study that. Like, I wish there's a way for me to figure that out. Look at my baby right here. Mm. Mm. No, I'm not gonna put that there. It's gonna be too loud. Oh, I'm gonna close my window too. I'm getting cold. Super hot over here, guys. It's like 70 degrees earlier. tortoise shell. I'm getting cold. Put on like a little sweater. Do I have a sweater? Do I not have a sweater in here? Do not look at my pickle suit, thank you. That is not a pickle suit back there. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. That was cool, huh? I went to get a sweater because I was getting chilly. Chili con carne. Move over here a little bit so I can, see my tree. See my little tree in the back. But I also don't want to cover Bear. I love you. You're amazing. Yes, excellent. So, Yogananda says, Shri Krishna explains to Yogananda. The practical preventative uses of astrology have seldom been seriously studied outside of India. One little known fact is that the proper jewels, metals, and plant preparations are valueless unless the required weight is secured and unless the remedial agent is worn next to the skin. Interesting. Skin contact. Sir, of course I shall take your advice and get a bangle. I am intrigued at the thought of outwitting a planet. For general purposes, I counsel the use of an armlet made of gold, silver, and copper. But for a specific purpose, I want you to get one of silver and lead. Sri Yukteswar added careful directions. Guruji, what specific purpose do you mean? The stars are about to take an unfriendly interest in you, Mukunda. Fear not, you shall be protected. In about a month, your liver will cause you much trouble. The illness is scheduled to last for 6 months, but your use of an astrological armlet will shorten the period to 24 days. There's a picture here and it says, Swami Krishnananda at the 1936 Kumbh Mela at Allahabad with his tame vegetarian lioness that utters Om in a deep, attractive growl. Is that interesting? A vegetarian lioness? Hard to see there. And me hitting the mic probably doesn't help, right? Oh, whatever. One ancient time. I sought out a jeweler the next day, and was soon wearing the bangle. My health was excellent. Master's prediction slipped away from my mind. He left Serampore to visit Benares. 30 days after our conversation, I felt a sudden pain in the region of my liver. The following weeks were a nightmare of excruciating pain. Reluctant to disturb my guru, I thought I would bravely endure my trial alone. But 23 days of torture weakened my resolution. I entrained for Benares. There, Sri Yukteswar greeted me with unusual warmth, but gave me no opportunity to tell him my woes in private. Many devotees visited Master that day, just for a darshan. Darshan is the blessing that flows from the mere sight of a saint. Ill and neglected, I sat in a corner. It was not until after the evening meal and all guests had departed, my guru summoned me to the octagonal balcony of the house. You must have come about your liver disorder. Sri Yukteswar's gaze was averted. He walked to and fro, occasionally intercepting the moonlight. Let me see. You've been ailing for 24 days, haven't you? Yes, sir. Please, do the stomach exercises I taught you. If you knew the extent of my suffering, master, you would not ask me to exercise. Nevertheless, I made a feeble attempt to obey him. You say you have pain. I say you have none. How can such contradictions exist? My guru looked at me inquiringly. I was dazed and then overcome with joyful relief. No longer could I feel the continuous torment that had kept me nearly sleepless for weeks. At Sri Yukteswar's words, the agony vanished as though it had never been. I started to kneel at his feet in gratitude, but he quickly prevented me. Don't be childish. Get up and enjoy the beauty of the moon over the Ganges. But Master's eyes were twinkling happily as I stood in silence beside him. I understood by his attitude that he wanted me to feel that not he, but God, had been the healer. I wear even now the heavy silver and lead bangle, a memento of that day, long past, ever cherished, when I found anew that I was living with a personage indeed superhuman. On later occasions when I brought my friends to Sri Yukteswar for healing, he invariably recommended jewels or the bangle, extolling their use as an act of astrological wisdom. The ad break is over. Monster said, "Schmoky, schmoky." Yes, that's appropriate. Good for you. Good for you, Monster. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Check out Monster, guys. He's a good guy. He's a good guy sometimes, all the time. I love astrological wisdom. Howie, Howie, Howie. My goodness gracious. The most devilishly handsome Howie Mandel I've ever met in my life. Good to see you, Howie. Guys, please check out Howie. Super great guy. Super funny. So here we have this guru who he explained already. We had just talked about it. I love astrological wisdom. Yes, we're going over the science of astrology. Please check out how we doing. Oh, I messed up. How you doing? We're gonna do this right, guys. We're not gonna mess this up. Don't you worry. Watch this. Bam. Damn, I'm good. Oh, my pug wants to get up. Come on, Puggy. Puggy wuggy wuggy wuggy, that's all I know. Puggy wuggy wuggy wuggy, it's time for the show. His name is Augie and he's gotta go. He poops and pees more than all my 3 dogs combined. Thanks, Brody. Damn, he's good. Damn, he's good. My God, is that a new cup? You're just like, yeah, so he's discussing about how astrology affects us. The stars and the planets are affecting us with these rays. And he explains that by the use of an astrological banglet that is made of silver and gold and lead, it will help him. He's telling him in a few months he's due for a really intense liver disease, like a liver problem. It's going to last him 6 months. By the use of this astrological bangle, he shall reduce the time to only 30 days. So he's there in his house, he's suffering from it, and he doesn't want to bother his guru about it. So finally he just can't deal with it. He goes to his guru, he train rides to his guru with a liver disease, dying, on the train. He finally gets to his guru's house, his ashram. His guru greets him warmly, but doesn't give him a chance to talk about his problem in private. So it's really affecting him. He's really sad. He's trying not to say anything, but he's freaking out at the same time. And then he has a bunch of disciples coming and wanting a darshan, just a holy vision of the saint. And he's just busy. He can't get a moment alone. It's finally when the sun is down, the moon is completely up, that he finally calls him up to his octagonal balcony. And he's like, Mukunda, you must be suffering. He must have already known. He already knew about it. He's like, oh, you must have been suffering from your liver ailment. And he's walking to and fro, not even looking at him, walking between the moonlight. He's hitting the moonlight, coming in and out. And he moons the gaze, and he's like, you have to do your stomach exercises. He's like, if you knew how bad it was, you wouldn't have me doing it. He's trying to still do it anyway, suffering probably and sweating, about to throw up, I don't know. And he says, you say you are sick, and I say you are well. How can these contradictions exist? And just like that, he goes. And that's the thing, is it was the use of the guru's knowledge that allowed this healing to occur, but it wasn't. It was actually spirit. It was the rays. It was the stars. When he tried to bow down, when Yogananda tried to bow at his guru's feet, he didn't. He's like, get up, don't be silly. It wasn't. He didn't even say anything after that. He's like, get up, let's look at the moon over the Ganges. And Yogananda knew it, took it. as him saying, "Oh wait, this." Yogananda knew it as him saying, like, he knew that he didn't want me to think of him as the healer, that it was God. And so he went to the moon, he went to the stars. What's a better manifestation of God than the glory of the moon over the Ganges? It's so, it's so beautiful. I had been prejudiced against astrology from my childhood, partly because I observed that many people are subsequently attached to it, and partly because of a prediction made by our family astrologer. "You will marry 3 times, being twice a widower." I brooded over the matter, feeling like a goat awaiting sacrifice before the temple of triple matrimony. "You may as well be resigned to your fate," my brother Ananta had remarked. "Your written horoscope has correctly stated that you would fly from home toward the Himalayas during your early years, but would be forcibly returned. The forecast of your marriages is also bound to be true." A clear intuition came to me one night that the prophecy was wholly false. I set fire to the horoscope scroll, placing the ashes in a paper bag on which I wrote, "Seeds of past karma cannot germinate if they are roasted in the fires of divine wisdom." I put the bag in a conspicuous spot. Ananta immediately read my defiant comment. "You cannot destroy truth as easily as you have burnt this paper scroll," my brother laughed scornfully. It is a fact that on 3 occasions before I reached manhood, my family tried to arrange my betrothal. Betrothal? Each time I refused to fall in with their plans, knowing that my love for God was more overwhelming than any astrological persuasion from the past. One of the girls whom my family selected as a possible bride for me afterward married my cousin Prabhas Chandra Ghosh. Sri Ghosh was vice president of Yagoda Satsanga Society in India from 1936 until his death in 1975. That was just a footnote. The deeper the self-realization of a man, the more he influences the whole universe by his subtle spiritual vibrations, and the less he himself is affected by the phenomenal flux. These words of masters often returned inspiringly to my mind. Occasionally, I told astrologers to select my worst periods, according to planetary indications. Occasionally, I told astrologers to select my worst periods, according to planetary indications, and I would still accomplish whatever task I set myself. It is true that my success at such times has been preceded by extraordinary difficulties, but my conviction has always been justified. Faith in divine protection and right use of man's God-given will are forces more formidable than are influences flowing from the heavens. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that absolutely so that man's willpower is more powerful than the forces coming from the heavens, than the celestial energy of the sky? Doesn't that give you an idea of just how powerful our will is? Like how powerful and how capable it is for us. Like what we can possibly do. It's... But my conviction has always been justified. Faith in divine protection and right use of man's God-given will are forces more formidable than are influences flowing from the heavens. The right use of will. The starry inscription at one's birth, I came to understand, is not that man is a puppet of his past. Its message is rather a prod to pride. The very heavens seek to arouse man's determination to be free from every limitation. God created each man as a soul, dowered with individuality, hence essential to the universal structure. Whether in the temporary role of pillar or parasite, his freedom is final and immediate, if he so wills. It depends not on outer, but inner victories. Sri Yukteswar discovered the mathematical application of a 24,000-year equinoctial cycle at our present age. It's all in his book, actually, in The Holy Science. It's another interesting book. It's very, very heavy. Sri Yukteswar's book, The Holy Science. It's very intense. You need like a calculator. Like it's super, super intense. The cycle is divided into ascending and a descending arc. So ascending and descending. Each of so half of 24,000 is 12,000 going up, 12,000 going down. Each of 12,000 years. Within each arc fall four yugas or ages called Kali, Dwapara, Treta, and Satya, corresponding to the Greek ideas of iron, bronze, silver, and the golden age. So it's the same thing, you know. These yugas or the ages are the equivalent. Just like how there's like the Bronze Age, the Dark Ages, the bronze, iron, bronze, silver, and gold. This is the same thing. It's in India. It's in Hindu. It's Kali, Dwapara, Treta, and Satya. My guru determined by various calculations that the last Kali Yuga, or the Iron Age of the ascending arc, started about AD after death 500. The Iron Age, 1200 years in duration, is a span of materialism. It ended about AD 1700, so around the year 1700. That year ushered in Dwarpada Yuga, a 2400 year period of electrical and atomical energy developments. The age of telegraphy, radio, airplanes, and other space annihilators. The 3,600 year period of Treta Yuga will start in AD 4100. The age will be marked by common knowledge of telepathic communications and other time annihilators. During the 4,800 years of Satya Yuga, the final age in the ascending arc, the intelligence of man will be highly developed. He will work in harmony with the divine plan. Oh, let's go. Fluffy Joe Dog. Hell yeah, man. Got you that 10 stream streak. My man be lurking. I appreciate you. He has such a way with words. Yeah, it's super, super interesting. Yeah, so like a descending arc of 12,000 years, starting with the descending golden age of 4,800 years. So this is the whole. This is like the real science of like how consciousness of man evolves. He goes into like these periods of mathematical equinoxical developments, and they work in crazy standards. It's 24,000 years is the entire cycle. Half of that is goes into ascending and descending arcs. So the ascending arcs go from the iron, bronze, silver, and the gold age, and then it goes down backwards from the golden age to the silver to the bronze to the iron. And then he keeps going over and over. He's, according to Sri Yukteswar, he's saying that the darkest ages started in AD 500. Moody Mila said, hash brown, hash brown, hash brown. Thank you for being here, Mila. You were so nice. Oh my god, thank you so much. I barely just met. So friendly. Guys, please check out Moody Mila. Please check her out, please, please. Super nice. So like this ascending arc, and this isn't usually what I usually stream. I'm just super duper weird and spiritual and vegan and weird, so I have to do this. And I love spirit and God. And my gurus. So this 24,000 years, you know, it's 12,000 going up, 12,000 going down. So then he breaks up into even more quarters, these ages. He's saying that the Iron Age ended. He's like, go on. Cookie? So the Iron Age. Oh, Howie, you're down for Tuesday again, right? Are you still down for Baldur's Gate? I'm gonna be doing Diablo all day tonight, and then tomorrow I'll be streaming Diablo for like a crazy amount of time, and then Wednesday probably back to Diablo. If you're down. So this age in the Dark Age from 500 to 1700 AD is when it started, and then he goes on to say that at 1700 this is when like I think Louis Thompson invented like the generator at the same time as like, you know, people in France were inventing like all these great, you know it, brother, Picklegates. Picklegates keeps continuing on Tuesdays with Howie. It'll be great. So at 1700, this is when this occurred. He's saying that another 3,600 year period will occur. It won't be until the age. So, I mean, a 2,400 year period is what we're in right now. Dwarpada Yuga. We're ascending right now. So we're getting closer and closer. You can see it. You see it around us, you know. More and more people are waking up to this new kind of religion or science. Everyone else is kind of wake up. You can see it all around the world. People are becoming more and more conscious. And even you can see it in the past. Like back in the Dark Ages, there was no, man couldn't even grasp gravity, couldn't even grasp electricity, anything that was invisible to him. Now that's no problem. People work with it all the time. Eventually we're going to get to the point where we can understand these invisible rays that these ancient mystics, these men of true wisdom were able to understand and do telepathy and teleport and like understand how light really works and the science behind light and sound. And that's what he's explaining. And then we're going to go through the cycle again where we fall away, we fall from grace, so to speak. It's so it scratches such a deep need within me, like it's not just the spiritual side, it's like the science of it all, it's the logical side that really makes me feel really good. Okay. The descending age of 12,000 years, starting with the descending golden age of 4,800 years, then begins for the world. In AD 12,500, man gradually sinks into ignorance. These cycles are the eternal rounds of Maya, the contrast and relativities of the phenomenal universe. Men, one by one, escape from creation's prison of duality as they awaken to consciousness of their inseverable divine unity with the Creator. There's a footnote here that reads the Hindu scriptures place the present world age as occurring within the Kali Yuga as a much longer universal cycle than the simple 24,000-year equinoctial cycle with which Sri Yukteswar had concerned. The universal cycle of the scriptures is 4,300,560,000 years in extent and measures out a day of creation. This vast figure is based on the relationship between the length of the solar year and a multiple of pi, 3.1416, the ratio of the circumference of the diameter of a circle. The lifespan of the whole universe, according to the ancient seers, is 304,159,000,000,000 solar years, or one age of Brahma. The Hindu scriptures declare that an earth such as ours is dissolved for one of two reasons. The inhabitants as a whole become either completely good or completely evil. The world mind thus generates a power that releases the captive atoms held together as an earth. Dire pronouncements are occasionally published regarding an imminent end of the world. Planetary cycles, however, proceed according to an orderly divine plan. No earthly dissolution is in sight. Many ascending and descending equinoctial cycles are yet in store for our planet in its present form. And here it goes, like, this is what gets even more interesting, is like what I love so much about this, is that it shows you how the predictions work. You get me? Like, it gives you like a surety. It's like sometimes there'll be people, like he's saying, people will come up and be like, oh, the world is going to be ending on this day, and watch out for 666, and, all these different dates. Oh, watch out, the end of the world. And with this, it gives you the tools to understand what's really going to happen. I'm constantly saying this to myself because my guru said it when he found his guru, when Yogananda found Sri Yukteswar. He's like, my long search hither and yon is finally over. I have found eternal shelter in a true guru. I'm constantly saying that because I have so much assurity now. I don't question anymore. My long search, all the things I've been looking for and the answers in men and women and science and logic, I finally found it with him, with her, with it. I found eternal shelter. So interesting, isn't it? Next page. Master, enlarge my understanding not only of astrological, but of the world's scriptures. Placing the holy texts on the spotless table of his mind, he was able to dissect them with the scalpel of intuitive reasoning, and to separate errors and interpolations of scholars from the truths as originally expressed by the prophets. Fix one's vision on the end of the nose. This inaccurate interpretation of a Bhagavad Gita stanza, widely accepted by Eastern pundits and Western translators, used to arouse Master's droll criticism. It's chapter 6, verses 13. Verse 13, I apologize. The path of a yogi is singular enough as it is, he remarked. Why counsel him that he must also make himself cross-eyed? The true meaning of nasikagram is origin of the nose, not end of the nose. The nose originates at the point between the eyebrows, the seat of spiritual vision. The footnote here reads, so look at this. This is so beautiful. I love this part. First we go from like kind of like a heavier kind of astrological scientific side, and then we start to talk about scripture, and we start to talk about this, about what scripture really means. It's not just rhetoric. So then he goes on to explain what the point between the eyebrows, this seat of divine consciousness, of spiritual vision. And the footnote reads, the light of the body is the eye. Therefore, when thine eye is single, thy whole body is also full of light. But when thine eye is evil, thy body is also full of darkness. Take heed, therefore, that the light which is in thee be not darkness. Luke 11:34 through 35. This is talked about in various scriptures. Like, this is the thing, like, people think, like, oh, the eye of evil, the evil eye, like, oh, that's evil, like, you see the spiritual red dot. And it's like, no, this is talked about in almost all religions. One Sankhya, a Sankhya is one of the 6 systems of Hindu philosophy. Sankhya teaches final emancipation through knowledge of 25 principles, starting with Prakriti, or nature, and ending with Purusha, or soul. One Sankhya aphorism reads, Ishwar, a siddhi, a lord of creation, cannot be deduced, or God is not proved. Chiefly on the basis of this sentence, most scholars call the whole philosophy atheistical. The verse is not atheistical, Sri Yukteswar explained. It merely signifies that to the unenlightened man, dependent on his senses for all final judgments, proof of God must remain unknown, and therefore non-existent. True Sankhya followers, with unshakable insight born of meditation, understand that the Lord is both existent and knowable. Master expounded the Christian Bible with a beautiful clarity. It was from my Hindu guru, unknown to the roll call of Christian membership, that I learned to perceive the deathless essence of the Bible, and to understand the truth in Christ's assertion. Surely, the most thrilling, intransigent ever uttered. Let me read that again. It was from my Hindu guru, unknown to the roll call of Christian membership, that I learned to perceive the deathless essence of the Bible, and to understand the truth in Christ's assertion. Surely the most thrillingly intransigent ever uttered. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. This is in Matthew 24:35. The great masters of India mold their lives by the same godly ideals that animated Jesus. These men are his proclaimed kin. Whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother. Matthew 12:50. If ye continue in my word, Christ pointed out, then are ye my disciples indeed, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. John 8:31 through 32. St. John testified, but as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God, even to them that believe on his name, even to them that are established in the omnipresent Christ consciousness. John 1:12. So that last part, believe on his name, is, so this is the whole thing, like, people say, like, oh my goodness, like, this is so dogmatic, like, what does this even mean? And this is exactly what happened between Sri Yukteswar and Yogananda in the previous chapter, when he gave him the taste of Christ consciousness. He slapped on the chest, and he was one with the whole universe. And unto he gave others the chance to become sons of God. When Christ said, he's like, do ye know not that ye are gods? He said it over and over, he's like, what do you mean? He's like, you have this ability too, you just need to realize it. Self-realization. This is the true teachings of Christ. Free men all, lords of themselves, the Yogi Christ of India are part of the immortal fraternity, those that attain a liberating knowledge of the one Father. And this is such a good section right here. It explains the Adam and Eve story, it's so beautiful. It's so logical. It's so allegorical. It's so poetic. The Adam and Eve story is incomprehensible to me. I observed with considerable heat one day in my early struggles with the allegory. Why did God punish not only the guilty pair, but also the innocent, unborn generations? Master was amused more by my vehemence than by my ignorance. Genesis is deeply symbolic, and cannot be grasped by literal interpretation, he explained. Its tree of life is the human body. The spinal cord is like an upturned tree, with man's hair as its roots, and the afferent and efferent nerves as branches. The tree of the nervous system bears many enjoyable fruits, or sensations of sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. In these, man may rightfully indulge. But he was forbidden the experience of sex, the apple at the center of the body, in the midst of the garden. We may eat of the fruit of the tree of the gardens, of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. Genesis 3:2 and 3. The serpent represents the coiled up spinal energy that stimulates the sex nerves. Adam is reason, and Eve is feeling. Or wait, female is unsaid. Eve is feeling, Adam is reason. When the emotion or Eve consciousness in any human being is overpowered by the sex impulse, his reason, or Adam, also succumbs. And the footnote reads, The woman whom thou gavest to be with me, she gave me of the tree, and I did eat. The woman said, The serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. Genesis 3:12 through 13. God created the human species by materializing the bodies of man and woman through the force of his will. He endowed the new species with the power to create children in a similar, immaculate, or divine manner. The footnote reads, So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. And God blessed them. And God said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it. Genesis 1:27 through 28. Because his manifestation in the individualized soul had hitherto been limited to animals, instinct bound and lacking the potentialities of full reason, God made the first human bodies, symbolically called Adam and Eve, to these, for advantageous upward evolution, he transferred the souls or divine essence of two animals. The footnote, sorry, I don't know why I did that. Essence of two animals. The footnote reads, And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. Genesis 2:7. In Adam or man, reason predominated. In Eve or woman, feeling was ascendant. Thus was expressed the duality or polarity that underlies the phenomenal worlds. Reason and feeling remain in a heaven of cooperative joy, so long as the human mind is not tricked by the serpentine energy of animal propensities. Holy heck, huh? Isn't that beautiful? So this whole idea of Adam and Eve and the masculine and feminine energy which is in all mankind, and the story of the serpent within all of us, And what I really wanted to say there was like within all, this is something that a lot of people freak out about, especially in today's culture, but it's like anyone who like is men, masculine, the masculine kind of takes over. Men are more logical, they're less emotional, it's natural. Women are kind of the opposite. It's a little less logical, it's more emotional, it's more intuition. And this is what this is, this is what we find. This is what in every relationship it is. You see these opposites that kind of attract. There's two sides that fit into each other. And this is what we're all kind of looking for. We're trying to fix ourselves so we find the opposite of what we have in another in order to create the perfect version of ourselves. This is the whole phenomenal flux of the world. It's so interesting what he just said. Thus was expressed the duality or polarity that underlies the phenomenal worlds. Reason and feeling remain in a heaven of cooperative joy so long as the human mind is not tricked by the serpentine energy of animal propensities. The human body was therefore not solely a result of revolution from beast, but was produced through an act of special creation by God. The animal forms were too crude to express full divinity. Man was uniquely given the potentially omniscient, thousand-petaled lotus in the brain, as well as acutely awakened occult centers in the spine. God, or the divine consciousness present within the first created pair, counseled them to enjoy all human sensibilities, with one exception, the sex sensation. The footnote reads, Now the serpent, or the sex force, was more subtle than any beast of the field, any other sense of the body. Isn't that so true? These were banned, lest humanity enmesh itself in the inferior animal method of propagation. The warning not to revive subconsciously present bestial memories was unheeded. Resuming the way of brute procreation, Adam and Eve fell from the state of heavenly joy natural to the original perfect man. When they knew that they were naked, their consciousness of immortality was lost. Even as God had warned them, they had placed themselves under the physical laws by which bodily birth must be followed by bodily death. The knowledge of good and evil, promised Eve by the serpent, refers to the dualistic and oppositional experiences that mortals under Maya must undergo. Falling into delusion through misuse of his feeling and reasoning, or Eve and Adam consciousness, man relinquishes his right to enter the heavenly garden of divine self-sufficiency. And the footnote reads, "And the Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed." Genesis 2:8. "Therefore the Lord God sent him forth from the Garden of Eden to till the ground from whence he was taken." Genesis 3:23. The divine man first made by God had his consciousness centered in the omnipotent single eye in the forehead, or eastward. The all-creative powers of his will focused at that spot were lost to man when he began to till the ground of his physical nature. The personal responsibility of every human being is to restore his parents or dual nature to unified harmony or Eden. As Sri Yukteswar ended his discourse, I glanced with new respect at the pages of Genesis. "Dear Master," I said, "I for the first time feel a proper filial obligation toward Adam and Eve." So like a family obligation. For the first time he feels as though, he feels a family obligation to being with Adam and Eve. It's so interesting, like these animals. So like just in the beginning, they say that God created man in his image. And we were much more in the very beginning, or the first men, Adam and Eve, they were much closer to the incorporeal image of God, or omnipotent, omniscient version of God. So we were also at one point able to recreate or multiply in the same immaculate fashion. Just kind of think it and babies would be there, or other humans would occur. There was one, so we were able to enjoy all these fruits. This is an allegory I always bring up. The human spine looks just like an uprooted tree, with all its branches and sinews being the nerve endings of the tree. God said that you're allowed to take from any one of these fruits in the garden: sight, sound, taste, hearing. But there's one fruit in the midst of the garden, so to speak, that has been outlawed and it's been banned and said you're not allowed to partake of this fruit. And this is the sexual fruit. Because if you partake of it, you'll be banned from God's consciousness. You'll be kicked out of Eden, banned east of Eden to the land of Nod, so to speak, to till the earth. And that's what happened. It wasn't an actual woman that actually made a man get, women are evil. No, it's the emotional side. It's, so to speak, that once any human being, they have an emotional, feminine side and a masculine, logical side. When the feminine emotional side gets overtaken by the sexual instinct, we lose all consciousness of like God or spirit. It's not possible. It's impossible. We can't do it. And that is what forced us to go about the method we have now of procreating in the animal fashion, which is much more painful. And we had to give birth into human bodies, which forced us to cause a human death. It's so profound. It's so deep. It's so logical almost, Compare that, you ask who else, what other Christian or Catholic child has not asked these questions before about Adam and Eve not making sense? Of course it doesn't make any sense. Of course it doesn't make any sense. There's so many errors in it. It's not meant to be taken seriously. But the typical churchianity or the typical Christian takes it at face value and believes it is. And it's like you're missing out so much on the deeper aspect of what you can really be learning, of how to really tune in with spirit. There's a footnote here at the very end of the chapter about what it means about the Adam and Eve story. The Adam and Eve story of the Hindus is recounted in the Hori Purana Srimad Bhagavata. The first man and woman, beings in physical form, are called Swayambhuva Manu. And this is what man born of the creator. So this is also what Manu means consciousness of man. So this is what Master always referred to, Yogananda referred to in other humans. He called them man, but he was actually referring to Manu, or consciousness. He means the consciousness of man. Man born of the creator and his wife Shatarupa, having 100 images or forms, is her literal name, having 100 images or forms. Their 5 children intermarried with Prajapatis, or perfect beings who could assume corporeal form. From these first divine families was born the human race. Never in East or West have I heard anyone else expound the Christian scriptures with so deep spiritual insight as Sri Yukteswar's. Theologians have misinterpreted Christ's words, Master said, in such passages as, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. John 14:6. Jesus meant never that he was the sole Son of God, but that no man can attain the unqualified absolute, the transcendent Father beyond creation, until he has first manifested the Son, or activated Christ consciousness within creation. Jesus, who had achieved entire oneness with that Christ consciousness, identified himself with it inasmuch as his own ego had long since been dissolved. When Paul wrote, God created all things by Jesus Christ, Ephesians 3:9, and when Jesus said, before Abraham was I am, John 8:58, the sheer essence of the words is impersonality. The whole word is impersonality. He doesn't care about his body at all, you know? He wasn't talking about himself at all. Like, the whole thing is like, he's like, before Abraham was, I am. Like, what does that even, like, what do you mean? He said, God created all things by Jesus Christ. Like, you know? A form of spiritual cowardice leads many worldly people to believe comfortably that only one man was the Son of God. Christ was uniquely created, they reason. So how can I, a mere mortal, emulate him? But all men have been divinely created, and must someday obey Christ's command. Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. Matthew 5:48. Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of God. John 3:1. Understanding of the law of karma and of its corollary, reincarnation, is displayed in numerous biblical passages. Example gratis, whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. Whosoever sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. Genesis 9:6. If every murderer must himself be killed by man, the reactive process obviously requires, in many cases, more than one lifetime. The contemporary police are just not quick enough. He sneaks in a joke here, you know, it's so funny, like, oh my goodness. Such intense, heavy, hoary wisdom. It's like, oh, and the police just couldn't catch up with this stuff, you know? It's like, the early Christian church accepted the doctrine of reincarnation, which was expounded by the Gnostics and by numerous church fathers, including Clement of Alexandria, the celebrated Origen, both 3rd century, and St. Jerome, 5th century. The doctrine was first declared a heresy in AD 553 by the Second Council of Constantinople, which was evil. At that time, many Christians thought the doctrine of reincarnation afforded man too ample of stage of time and space to encourage him to strive for immediate salvation. But truth suppressed led disconcertingly to a host of errors. The millions have not utilized their one lifetime to seek God, but to enjoy this world, so uniquely won, and so shortly to be forever lost. The truth is that man reincarnates on earth until he has consciously regained the status as the Son of God. It was already, like, that's a thing, like, the Gnostics, the original Bible, before this crazy whitewashing of Christianity occurred, it happened historically. There was a meeting of all the popes in Constantinople where they made Christ look like the son of the Pope. And they got rid of so much stuff in the original Bible, and then we found it later when we ransacked in 1947. We went into the pyramid, the Great Pyramid of Giza, and we found the lost Gospel of Thomas. Then we found, like, the Dead Sea Scrolls, and we found all these ancient... I'm sorry, I got a nose. We got all these ancient, like, scrolls and totems that were, like, coming forward, talking about this miracle worker coming out of Jerusalem. And the thing is, after this occurred, it explains so perfectly, like, there originally was a teaching of reincarnation in early Christianity, just like in almost every Eastern religion. I just find that so interesting. What time is it? 5:20. I started at 4. Let's see if we can. Let's see. This one, the Sassy and the 3 Sapphires, is a really good one. and it really compounds on that. Let me see if I can get that done. We'll get that one done, and then we'll see if we have time for another one, because the next two chapters are really short. I want to see if we can get to 17 and 18, and then have 19 ready for next week. That's good coffee. End of chapter. What a chapter, huh? Oh my gosh. Like, wow. Like, astrology, Adam and Eve, Hindu, Christianity, the various poles between that link. They're not so different after all. We're not so different after all. Ad starts in 2 minutes, guys. Do I start the chapter now? Yeah, let's start the chapter now. Let's start the chapter now, and then we'll do our break. Chapter 17. Sassy and the three... Shashi? Sashi? Might be Sashi. Sassy. Saucy. Saucy. And the 3 sapphires. Because you and my son think so highly of Swami Sri Yukteswar, I will take a look at him. The tone of voice used by Dr. Narayan Chunder Roy, implying that he was humoring the whim of half-wits. I concealed my indignation in the best tradition of the proselyter. My companion, a veterinary surgeon, was a confirmed agnostic. His young son Santosh had implored me to take an interest in his father. So far, my invaluable aid had been a bit on the invisible side. Dr. Roy accompanied me the following day to the Setampur hermitage. After Master had granted him a brief interview, marked for the most part by stoic silence on both sides, the visitor brusquely departed. Why bring a dead man to the ashram? Sri Yukteswar looked at me inquiringly as soon as the door had closed on the Calcutta skeptic. Sir, the doctor is very much alive. But, still lurking. Oh, cool, thanks, man. But in a short time, he will be dead. I was shocked. Sir, this will be a terrible blow to his son. Santosh yet hopes for him to change his father's materialistic views. I beseech you, master, to help the man. Very well. For your sake. My guru's face was impassive. The proud horse doctor is far gone in diabetes. Although he does not know it, in 15 days he will take to his bed. The physicians will give him up for lost. His natural time to leave the earth is 6 weeks from today. Owing to your intercession, however, on that date, he will recover. But there is one condition. You must get him to wear an astrological bangle. He will doubtless object as violently as one of his horses before an operation, Master chuckled. After a silence during which I wondered how Santosh and I might best employ the arts of cajolery on the doctor, Sri Yukteswar made further disclosures. As soon as the man gets well, advise him not to eat meat. He will not heed this counsel, however, and in 6 months, just as he is feeling at his best, he will drop dead, my guru added. The 6-month extension of life is granted to him only because of your plea. The following day I suggested to Santosh that he ordered an armlet at the jeweler's. I was ready in a week, but Dr. Roy refused to put it on. I am in the best of health. You will never impress me with these astrological superstitions. The doctor glanced at me belligerently. I recalled with amusement that Master had justifiably compared the man to a bulky horse. Another 7 days passed. The doctor suddenly ill. Oh, I think we're in ads, right? Let's wait a minute. Let's wait a moment while we continue on. Let's wait a moment while we just sing a song. I'm gonna use the restroom at this time. I'm at that age where it's like if I see a bathroom, I better use it. Be right back in 2 minutes. I'm back. Sorry. I went to the restroom. Welcome back, guys. Sorry about Adsylvania. It's lovely this time of year. I love Adsylvania this time of year. Take the kids. Good coffee. Where were we? So, young Satosh wanted his father to change his materialistic ways. He's a very materialistic, wealthy doctor. He's a veterinarian, and he's a horse doctor, which is, it's late 1800s, early 1900s India. Horses were like cars. He was pretty much a, very popular man. You needed to take your horse to the doctor all the time. It's like getting your oil change. You don't want to know how it worked on a horse. So they were doing that all the time. Very wealthy, very materialistic, eating meat all the time, and he was trying to have him change, so they brought him to meet Sri Yukteswar. Sri Yukteswar says, "Why would you bring a dead man to the ashram?" And he's like, "What are you talking about, sir? He's alive." He's like, "He's going to be dead in a couple of weeks, in a few months." He's like, "You won't listen." And he's like, "Sir, no, please." And he's begging him, and he's like, "Okay, look, instead of him falling ill, if you have him wear this astrological banglet, he will recover. Once he does recover, make sure he does not eat meat. Because if he does, he's not going to listen. He's going to continue doing whatever he does, and then when he's feeling the best, he's just going to drop dead." And he's just like, "What?" So here we are now. The following day, I suggest to Santosh that he orders an armlet at the jeweler's. It was ready in a week, but Dr. Roy refused to put it on. "I'm in the best of health. You will never impress me with these astrological superstitions." The doctor glanced at me belligerently. I recalled with amusement that Master had justifiably compared the man to a bulky horse. Another 7 days passed. The doctor, suddenly ill, meekly consented to wear the bangle. 2 weeks later, the physician in attendance told me that his patient's case was hopeless. He supplied harrowing details of the ravages inflicted by diabetes. I shook my head. My guru has said that, after a sickness lasting 1 month, Dr. Roy will be well. The physician stared at me incredulously, but he sought me out a fortnight later with an apologetic air. "Dr. Roy has made a complete recovery," he exclaimed. "It is the most amazing case in my experience. Never before have I seen a dying man show such an inexplicable comeback. Your guru must indeed be a healing prophet." After one interview with Dr. Roy, during which I repeated Sri Yukteswar's advice about a meatless diet, I did not see the man again for 6 months. He stopped for a chat one evening as I sat on the piazza of my family home. "Tell your teacher that by eating meat frequently, I have wholly regained my strength. His unscientific ideas on diet have no influence on me." It was true that Dr. Roy looked a picture of health. But the next day, Santosh came running to me from his home on the next block. "This morning, Father dropped dead." This case was one of my strangest experiences with Master. He healed the rebellious veterinary surgeon in spite of his disbelief, and extended the man's natural term on earth by 6 months, just because of my earnest supplication. Sri Yukteswar was boundless in his kindness when responding to an urgent prayer of a devotee. It was my proudest privilege to bring college friends to meet my guru. Many of them would lay aside, at least in the ashram, their fashionable academic cloak of religious skepticism. One of my friends, Sasi, spent a number of happy weekends in Setampur. Master became immensely fond of the boy, and lamented that his private life was wild and disorderly. "Sasi, unless you reform 1 year hence, you will be dangerously ill." Sri Yukteswar gazed at my friend with affectionate exasperation. Mukunda is the witness. Don't later say that I didn't warn you." Sasi laughed. "Master, I will leave it to you. I will leave it to you to interest a sweet charity of cosmos in my sad case. My spirit is willing, but my will is weak. You are my only savior on earth. I believe in nothing else. At least, you should wear a 2-carat blue sapphire. It will help you." "I cannot afford one. Anyhow, dear Guruji, if trouble comes, I fully believe you will protect me." In a year, you will bring 3 sapphires, Sri Yukteswar replied. They will be of no use then. Variations on this conversation took place regularly. I can't reform, Sasi would say in comical despair. And my trust in you, master, is more precious to me than any stone. A year passed. One day I was visiting my guru at the Calcutta home of his disciple, Nedan Babu. About 10 o'clock in the morning, as Sri Yukteswar and I were sitting in the second floor parlor, I heard the front door open. Master, straight and stiffly. It is that Sasi, he remarked gravely. The year is now up. Both his lungs are gone. He has ignored my counsel. Tell him I don't want to see him. Half stunned by Sri Yukteswar's sternness, I raced down the stairway. Sasi was ascending. Oh, Mukunda, I do hope Master is here. I had a hunch he might be. Yes, but he doesn't wish to be disturbed. Sasi burst into tears and brushed past me. He threw himself at Sri Yukteswar's feet, placing there 3 beautiful sapphires. Omniscient Guru, the doctors say I have pulmonary tuberculosis. They give me only 3 months to live. I humbly implore your aid. I know you can heal me. It's so funny at the times, huh? He has tuberculosis. He's like, I'm gonna die. He's like, oh, Tommy Huck, Bulldozer. How you doing, guys? Thank you for being here. Reading chapter 17 of Autobiography of a Yogi. Really, really interesting spiritual stuff here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Let me give you guys a shout out. I'll be back to gaming tomorrow and Tuesday and Wednesday. Check these guys out. Bulldozer, do you stream? I don't know if you stream. Do you stream? Go to a Tommy Hawk right here. I tried it a couple years back. Well. Send some good vibes my way. LASIK tomorrow. Dude, you got bigger nuts than me, man. I could never. Oh my god. I can't even put plastic in my eyes, dude. Hell no, bro. Nope. Yeah, no way, dude. I tried it for a while. I did I think it was 6 months of them, and I was like, I can't, dude. It was just, it messes with me. It messes with me. It messes with me. Damn, you have an account from 2014, Bulldozer? My god, a veteran. He said, I was here when it was Justin TV. Oh, man, I messed up. Okay, well, I don't... Well, whatever. Omniscient Guru, the doctors say I have pulmonary tuberculosis. They give me only 3 months to live. I humbly implore your aid. I know you can heal me. Isn't it a bit late now to be worrying over your life? Depart with your jewels. Their time of usefulness is past. Master then sat sphinx-like in an unrelenting silence, punctuated by the boy's sobs for mercy. An intuitive conviction came to me that Sri Yukteswar was merely testing the depth of Sasi's faith in the divine healing power. I was not surprised a tense hour later when Master turned a sympathetic gaze on my prostrate friend. Get up, Sasi. What a commotion you make in another person's house. Return the sapphires to the jewelers. They are an unnecessary expense now. But get an astrological bangle, and wear it. Fear not. In a few weeks, you shall be well. Sasi's smile illumined, his tear-marred face like a sudden sun over a sodden landscape. Beloved Guru, shall I take the medicines prescribed by the doctors? Just as you wish. Drink them or discard them. It does not matter. It is as impossible for you to die of tuberculosis as it would be for the sun and moon to interchange their positions. Sri Yukteswar added abruptly. Go now, before I change my mind. With an agitated bow, my friend hastily departed. I visited him several times during the next few weeks, and was aghast to find his condition increasingly worse. Sasi cannot last through the night. These words from his physician, and the spectacle of my friend, now reduced almost to a skeleton, sent me post haste to Serampore. My guru listened coldly to my tearful report. Why do you come here to bother me? You have already heard me assure Sasi of his recovery. I bowed before him in great awe, and returned to the door. Sri Yukteswar said no parting word, but sank into silence. His unwinking eyes half open, their vision fled to another world. I returned at once to Sasi's home in Calcutta. With astonishment, I found my friend sitting up, drinking milk. Oh, Mukunda, what a miracle! 4 hours ago, I felt Master's presence in the room. My terrible symptoms immediately disappeared. I feel that through his grace, I am entirely well. In a few weeks, Sasi was stouter and in better health than ever before. In 1936, I heard from a friend that Sasi was still in excellent health. They added that note. But his reaction to his healing was tinged with ingratitude. He seldom visited Sri Yukteswar again. My friend told me one day that he so deeply regretted his previous mode of life that he was ashamed to face Master. I could only conclude that Sasi's illness had the contrasting effect of stiffening his will and impairing his manners. The first 2 years of my course at Scottish Church College were drawing to a close. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, I'm getting a call. How awkward. Sorry guys, I'm dealing with a busted washer right now, and the repair guy I have, he's really affordable. But I didn't know he lived so far away, and he's not gonna be able to come till Saturday. What am I gonna do about my clothes until Saturday? I guess I gotta go to wash laundromat. It won't kill me. Sorry about that. I apologize. Let me open this chat up again. I apologize. I messed up some stuff. Oh my god, Bulldozer just surprised. Oh my god, what? No way, Bulldozer, thank you so much, dude. What? Yeah, I can't. Starting to get some pregame jitters. I've heard it completely worth it from people that got LASIK. You'll be good. My bad, Gold. Yeah, I think you'll be fine. It's super duper safe from what I heard. It's like safer than like, I forgot what they said. It's like super. I mean, yeah, it's a little nervous when they make you. I really, really appreciate Bulldozer. Thank you so, so much. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, guys. Check out Bulldozer just in case he streams. You never know. Let's give him the big boy shout out. Bam. Hit that heart. You never know. Might just go live. Might just make a friend. Who knows? Yeah, I think you'll be fine, dude. Not to be messed up or anything or down. I would be terrified. I would never do it because I'm too scared. But you're much braver than me, and I wouldn't worry about it. You know, you're in good hands. I know they make you write all that stuff that says you can't sue them, so that's a little nerve wracking. But I don't think I've heard of anyone in a bad situation afterwards. Don't look up horror stories. So he didn't want to see Sri Yukteswar after he was healed because he felt he was ashamed by his guru's his old way of life. He said, I can only conclude that Sasi's illness had had the contrasting effects of stiffening his will and impairing his manners. The first 2 years of my course at Scottish Church College were drawing to a close. My classroom attendance had been very spasmodic. With little studying, what little studying I did was only to keep pace with my family. My 2 private tutors came regularly to my house. I was regularly absent. I discerned at least this one regularity in my scholastic career. In India, 2 successful years of college bring an intermediate arts diploma. The student may then look forward to another year and his AB degree. The intermediate arts final examinations loomed ominously ahead. I fled to Puri, where my guru was spending a few weeks. Vaguely hoping that he would say I need not appear at the finals, I told him of my unpreparedness. Sri Yukteswar smiled consolingly. You have wholeheartedly pursued your spiritual duties, and could not help neglecting your college work. Apply yourself diligently to your books for the next week. You shall get through your ordeal without failure. I returned to Calcutta, firmly suppressing the reasonable doubts that occasionally assailed me. Surveying the mountain of books on my table, I felt like a traveler, lost in a wilderness. A long period of meditation brought me a labor-saving inspiration. Opening each book at random, I studied only those pages that lay thus exposed. After I had pursued this course during 18 hours a day for 1 week, I considered myself an expert on the art of cramming. The following days in the examination halls were a justification of my seemingly haphazard procedure. I passed all the tests, through by a hairbreadth. The congratulations of my friends and family were ludicrously mixed with ejaculations, betraying their astonishment. Oh my god. On his return from Puri, Sri Yukteswar gave me a pleasant surprise. Your Calcutta studies are now over, he said. I shall see that you pursue the last 2 years of university work right here in Serampore. I was puzzled. Sir, there are no Bachelor of Arts course in this town. Serampore College, the sole institution of higher learning, offered only a 2-year course in intermediate arts. Master smiled mischievously. I am too old to go about collecting donations to establish an AB college for you. I guess I shall have to arrange the matter through someone else. 2 months later, Professor Howells, president of Serampore College, publicly announced that he had succeeded in raising sufficient funds to offer a 4-year course. Serampore College became an affiliated branch of Calcutta University. I was one of the first students to enroll in Serampore as an AB candidate. Guruji, how kind you are to me. I have been longing to leave Calcutta and be near you every day in Serampore. Professor Howells does not dream how much he owes to your silent help. Sri Yukteswar gazed at me with mock severity. Now you won't have to spend so many hours on trains. What a lot of free time for your studies. Perhaps you will become less of a last-minute crammer and more of a scholar. but somehow his tone lacked conviction. There's a footnote here on the bottom of this page after it says his tone lacked conviction. Oh man, that's good water. Ooh, baby. Sri Yukteswar, like many other sage, grieved at the materialistic trend of modern education. Few schools expound the spiritual laws for happiness, or teach that wisdom consists in guiding one's life in the fear of God, that is, in awe of one's Maker. Young people who today hear in high schools that colleges that man is merely a higher animal often become atheists. They do not attempt any soul exploration or consider themselves in their essential nature to be images of God. Emerson observed, "The only which we that only which we have within can we see without. If we meet no gods, it is because we harbor none. He who imagines this animal nature to be his only reality is cut off from divine aspirations. An educational system that does not present spirit as a central fact of man's existence is offering avidya, or false knowledge. Thou sayest I am rich, and increased with goods, and have need of nothing, and knowest not that thou art wretched, and miserable, and poor, and blind, and naked." Revelation 3:17. The education of youth in ancient India was ideal. At the age of 9, the pupil was received as a son in Gurukula, Guru's family at home as a seat of learning. The modern boy spends annually an eighth of his time at school. The Indian spent his whole time there. Professor S.V. Venkateswara writes in Indian Culture Through the Ages, Volume 1, "There was a healthy feeling of solidarity and responsibility, the ample opportunity for the exercise of self-reliance and individuality. There was a high standard of culture, self-imposed discipline, and stern regard for duty, selfless action, and sacrifice, combined with self-respect and reverence for others, a high standard of academic dignity, and a sense of the nobility and the great purpose of human life." Isn't that such a great quote right before by Images? Emerson, he says, "That only which we have within can we see without." He's like, only what we have inside ourselves are we able to recognize outside. I think about that all the time, like Anais Nin, she was the famous essayist. She said, "We don't see things as they are, we see things as we are." Some people look at a sunset and they start to cry. Some people listen to a beautiful melody, they begin in tears and they can't believe how beautiful it is. Some other people will look at it and they can't see anything. They're just like, what is it? This beauty we see in the world, we only see it if we have it within ourselves. Roald Dahl, the children's author, he said, "If you don't believe in magic, you'll never find it." It's so true. If you don't see gods out there, it's because you harbor none. The moment you start to separate yourself from it, it disappears. This will be the final chapter for Sunday's evening tonight. Chapter 18, A Mohammedan Wonder Worker. What a good chapter, huh? What a good chapter that was. Even when Sri Yukteswar gave his counsel over and over again to Sasi, like, please, you need to change your ways. I'm in Silent Hill, I'm scared. Also keep reading, Hashman. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Primus. Good to see you, Primus. How you doing? Thank you for being here. Guys, check out Primus. That's the man. He's driving through... Oh, damn it. Driving through Silent Hill. That was such a good chapter about the use of those sapphires and what happens to man's consciousness when we attune it with the divine, what we can find out, what we know. I'm scared, mist everywhere. Please be careful, Primus. Drive carefully. Just look at the lines on the bottom of the screen. on the corners there. If you can't see anything ahead, and go slowly. There's even when Sri Yukteswar constantly said, he warned me. He's like, in a year you're gonna come to me with those sapphires I told you can use now, and they're gonna be useless. And he told him, don't let him in here. He ran past. He gave at his feet. He didn't care. Sasi ran at his feet. He's like, I'm gonna die. I need you, Guru. I cannot live. I'm gonna die. Wait, why do I see Japanese subtitles? Oh no! Oh no! He's like, oh no! I'm in a Japanese horror movie. No. This is Premise-kun, and his guru explains, he's like, don't let him in, he's gonna die. And he's like, I'm not gonna listen to you, Sasi. It's too late now. You bring me these. It's been a year, and you're too late. And you can't. How do you spell that name that you keep repeating? It sounds like a Star Wars character. Sri Yukteswar. It's S-R-I. Sri isn't his name. It's a title given to someone holy, like Swami Sri Yukteswar, Sri Paramahansa Yogananda, Sri Lahiri Mahashaya. Sri means holy. It's a title for a holy man of India, like a saint. Sri Yukteswar Giri. So Yukteswar, Yuk means to join together, and Teshwar is like with God. Eshwara is God. Yukteswar. So it means Yuk is like to join together with spirit, with God. So that's literally what his name means. It's a monastic title. Everyone's name, once you take on a monastic title in the Hindu monk monastic order, tabbing up and listing in while I do post-work dinner prep. Oh, awesome. Guys, please check out Stashtastic. Super amazing people. An amazing stash. Super open-minded, super beautiful. Beautiful human being. Intelligent, wise. Happy Sunday to you, Hash. How are you? I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Trying to get into the PC streaming thing. I'm trying to be like you. Doing my readings. We're talking about. We just finished a really good chapter about my guru's guru talking to a disciple of his that was not a disciple. He wouldn't listen to him. He was going about his own ways. He was going on a worldly quest, and he's like, look, if you don't change your ways, in a year you're gonna die. Like, please, please, please. He's begging him, please, take these 3 sapphires. Get some 3. He's like, I don't have enough money, Guru. And besides, I trust in you. I can't change. My will is weak. I'm sorry. He's doing it comically. And then a year passes, and he's dying at his feet. And he's like, I don't want to see him. Don't bring him in here. I don't want to talk to him. And he brushes past Yogananda. He's crying at his feet. He's like, please, Guru. I know you can save me. Please, I need your help. And that's the thing, man. Like, he's like, nope, you don't. He's like, now your life is suddenly necessary to you, right? Like, suddenly now it's important. What can I do now? It's too late. Goodbye. Your sapphires are worthless to me. Goodbye. They're useless to you. They can't help you. And he's there, and he's in a sphinx-like position. He's there meditating in the lotus posture. He's not answering him. His eyes is closed. And he's just crying. An hour passes by. And Yogananda says, he's like, I intuitively knew that he was testing his faith in the divine will. And he began crying at his feet, and he's like, Sasi, you make such a commotion in another man's house. He's like, you're not even in your own house. Gets him up. He's like, look, go get yourself an astrological banglet. In 3 months' time, you're going to be very sick, but you will be well. And he's like, dude, he's all crying, his tear-marred face. He's like, thank you, Guru. He's like, do I take the potions and the toxins and the medicines that the doctors gave me? He's like, take them or don't take them. It doesn't matter at this point. He's like, it's better. It's more of a chance of the sun and moon and switching places than you dying of this. He's like, okay, thank you. And there's and he ends up living, the whole story is he ends up living and da-da-da-da. And so that's the whole story here, like, no matter what happens, we should never give up faith. No matter what occurs. There's been situations in my life where I can attest to this, like, even in the absolute middle of death, there's a chance, there's a miracle we should never give up faith. There's always a chance. Never give up. It's so true. I've seen it too many times. I can't doubt it anymore. If you just keep crying to God, to the divine, you keep up with your spiritual practice, they can't ignore you. Because that's your mother, that's your father. If you appeal to God in the form of a mother, in the form of a father, you cry at their feet like a child. That's the way you see these miracles. That's how prayers get answered. Not with empty little, no. It has to be raw. It has to be real. That's a lesson right there. This is how prayer works. This is how the will is developed. Do not give up. No matter what, even if you look like a little kid, like whatever it takes, do not give in. It's such a powerful lesson. It's so good. Ricci's still here. Check out Ricci. Amazing times. There's 4 E's in Ricci. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Alright, like I said, sorry. Whew. I go on these tangents, get all sweaty, get all excited. Ooh! Ooh! Oh, stretchy stretch. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, baby. No. But I like you sweaty and excited. Oh, jeez. Like, that's why the bar. Like, your stream is upgraded. Hell yeah! You see that? Oh my gosh! Thank you guys. I digress. We continue on. As I said, this shall be the final chapter for tonight's evening. For this Sunday, Spiritual Sunday's reading of Autobiography of A Yogi. A Mohammedan wonder worker. Years ago, right in this very room you now occupy, a Mohammedan wonder worker performed 4 miracles before me. Sri Yukteswar made this statement during his first visit to my new quarters. Immediately after entering Sedampur College, I had taken a room in a nearby boarding house called Panthi, a residence for students from Pantha, wanderer, seeker of knowledge. It was an old-fashioned brick mansion fronting the Ganges. Master, what a coincidence! Are these newly decorated walls really ancient with memories? I looked around my simply furnished room with awakened interest. He's like, wow, you've been here before, you know? So he's over here at his college in his new dorm that Sri Yukteswar kind of manifested for him. I like it. Makes me happy. That makes me happy. Your joy. Is that an Insta-Link 360 I see? This is, actually, dude, it's so great. I hate to talk, last stream was, like, amazing. It was my first stream ever, and I was, like, I had my damn TV as my monitor. I was tabbing out just to look at chat, you know, like, I was using my phone as a camera. And dude, like, everybody's so nice. Seth got me a new camera on my throne. It's like a super, super nice high-def AI one. That's why I look nice and thin. I'm actually 400 pounds, and I'm actually, like, a woman. But this changes it so it looks like how I want it to look. And, it's like, you see, it's moving me around and all this cool stuff. Look at this. Ding. Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing that forever. Yeah, so, and then I got a new monitor from another friend, Weeb, and I was just like getting really emotional. I was like, oh my god, it's so fantastic. Everyone's so nice. So yeah, streaming is upgrading. Things are getting better, slowly but surely. I'm not relying on anybody. Okay, I can get it eventually. I will put up money. Okay, but I really appreciate all the help and stuff. Thank you. The next thing we're working for is a capture card, and then it's game over, dude. We're gonna be streaming on this 24/7, and it's gonna be so great. Sound alerts, silly little things, little goals, and eventually I'm gonna have fucking spray paint shooting me in the face every time there's bits, you know, like, it'll be fun. But that's for another time. Now we focus on Guru. Better to think of God, better to think of Guru. So Swami Sri Yukteswar is in Yogananda's new college dorm, and he's like, you know, I've been here before. Not too long ago, many years ago, a Mohammedan, you know, a Muslim, you know, someone who believes in Muhammad, it's a very old term, a wonder worker, so a miracle worker, was in this very room with him. And Yogananda's like looking around like, oh my gosh, what? It is a long story, my guru smiled reminiscingly. The name of the fakir was Afzal Khan. A fakir is a Muslim yogi. From the Arabic fakir, poor, originally applied to the dervishes under a vow of poverty. Oh, okay. Interesting. So the name of the fakir, or the Muslim yogi, was Afzal Khan. He had acquired his extraordinary powers through a chance encounter with a Hindu yogi. Son, I am thirsty. Fetch me some water. A dust-covered sannyasi made this request of Afzal one day during his early boyhood in a small village of eastern Bengal. Master, I am a Mohammedan. How could you, a Hindu, accept a drink from my hands? Your truthfulness pleases me, my child. I do not observe the ostracizing rules of ungodly sectarianism. Isn't that great? What a fantastic ungodly sectarianism. Isn't that such a great term there? Like, in ancient times, or even now, people will be like, "Oh, you're below me because you aren't of my faith." And this Mohammedan was doing just the opposite. He's like, I'm a Muhammad. He's like this Hindu yogi was doing just the opposite. He was like, I don't observe the ungodly. Fakir. I barely know her, dude. The homie's coming in clutch. Those upgrades don't go unnoticed. Huge. Oh man, super huge. Oh hey, daddy. Oh geez, it's pop. It's my son. Oh shit. It's like, oh geez. Oh. Oh man, geez, oh geez, Louise. Check out Dean's World, guys. I'm sorry, we are with the Lord himself. No, not me, man. I'm just the opposite. Everything you hear of me is literally just me like a parrot repeating my guru's teachings. I'm sorry. How dare you, man? Whew. How dare you assault the holy air with such unholy affairs? No, I'm just kidding. No, it's fine. It's fine, dude. You know how I am. I like a good joke. Many thanks. I appreciate you being here, man. Check out Dean's World. He's super nice, super funny, great vibes. He's very silly. We like to play. It's fine. But yep, Sundays. I know, Papa. I love you, and happy Sunday. Big blessings to you always. I love you, man. Thank you so much for the support and being here and being nice and stopping by. Even if you come in and say stupid stuff, it's fine. I'm 100. I say 100 times stupider stuff in your stream, dude. It's like I know that for sure. It's like, but like it's so interesting, He's like, I don't observe such ungodly sectarian rule, sectarian ostracizing sectarian rules. Like so profound, to absolutely call out like the backwardness of these traditions of such, religious men and women. Like you're doing just the opposite of what these prophets should be teaching you. Afzel's reverent obedience. He said, "Your truthfulness pleases me, my child. I do not observe the ostracizing rules of ungodly sectarianism. Go, bring me water quickly." Afzal's reverent obedience was rewarded by a loving glance from the yogi. "You possess good karma from former lives," he observed solemnly. "I am going to teach you a certain yoga method that will give you command over one of the invisible realms. The great powers that will be yours should be exercised for worthy ends. Never employ them selfishly. I perceive, alas, that you have brought over from the past some seeds of destructive tendencies. Do not allow them to sprout by watering them with fresh evil actions. The complexity of your previous karma is such that you must use this life to reconcile your yogic accomplishments with the highest humanitarian goals." After instructing the amazed boy in a complicated technique, the master vanished. Afzal faithfully followed his yoga exercise for 20 years. His miraculous feats began to attract widespread attention. It seems that he was always accompanied by a disembodied spirit, whom he called Hazrat. This invisible entity was able to fulfill the fakir's slightest wish. Ignoring his master's warning, Afzal began to misuse his powers. Whatever object he took up and then replaced would soon disappear without a trace. This disconcerting eventuality usually made the Mohammedan an objectable guest. He visited large jewelry stores in Calcutta from time to time, representing himself as a possible purchaser. Any jewel he handled would vanish shortly after he had left the shop. Afzal was often surrounded by several hundred students, attracted by the hope of learning his secrets. The fakir occasionally invited them to travel with him. At the railway station, he would manage to touch a roll of tickets. These he would push toward the clerk, remarking, "I have changed my mind, and won't buy them now." But when he boarded the train with his retinue, Afzal would be in possession of the required tickets. There's a footnote here that reads, "My father later told me that his company, the Bengal Nagpur Railway, had been one of the firms victimized by Afzal Khan." That's so interesting. So like this wonder worker, this Mohammedan who was doing all these things, his father was, Yogananda's father, as we know, was the head of the Nagpur Railway Company. And he's like, yeah, this was happening to us too. This dude was stealing tickets. These exploits created an indignant uproar. Bengali jewelers and ticket sellers were succumbing to nervous breakdowns. The police who sought to arrest Afzal found themselves helpless. The fakir could remove incriminating evidence merely by saying, "Hazrat, take this away." Sri Yukteswar rose from his seat and walked to the balcony of my room. Sri Yukteswar is over there on the far my left, your far right over there. So Sri Yukteswar rose from his seat and walked to the balcony of my room, which overlooked the Ganges. I followed him, eager to hear more of the baffling Mohammedan raffles. This Panthi house formerly belonged to a friend of mine. He became acquainted with Afzal and asked him here. My friend also invited about 20 neighbors, including myself. I was only a youth then, and felt a lively curiosity about the notorious fakir. Master laughed. I took the precaution of not wearing anything valuable. Afzal looked me over inquisitively, then remarked, You have powerful hands. Go downstairs to the gardens, get a smooth stone, and write your name on it with chalk. Then throw the stone as far as possible into the Ganges. Crypto. What a handsome young man, and he's literate? What a catch, my God. Brains and looks, my God. I got it all, huh? Jeez Louise. Guys, check out Crypto. This is the homie right here. Guy's amazing. Super cool. A veteran. Appreciate his service. A family man that streams late at night, doing the coolest stuff I know. And he has that choo-choo train for a reason. Very supportive. Starts a hype train. And he's not too bad looking either. I might just peck him on the cheek. Peck him on the cheek. Crypto side. Sorry. I have this a little weird, so it's a little difficult for me to see things as I fear. And I have a million wires on my desk, you see, because I'm kind of silly. Cheer out, Crypto, guys. How you doing? Yeah, Sundays I read Autobiography of A Yogi. I do spiritual readings. I'm actually a part of, this is my guru. I follow his teachings. It's kind of like what I do all the time. I meditate all the time, and I've been trying to attain, practicing these yoga techniques for a while. Snort giggles. Can I get a neck? Can I get a peck? Oh, Johnny's like, me next. It's like, all right, Johnny, fine. It's like, once you get that train badge, Johnny, everyone with that train badge gets a little pecky. Nothing crazy, like I'm kissing you, like you're kissing your sister, a little peck on the cheek, like you're in Italy, you're like a European, just. When I was in Italy, everyone was kissing everyone. It made me very uncomfortable until like after a week, I was like, whatever. Everyone's getting these lips. Come here. Nice slap on the butt, kiss on the cheek, get on your way. Oh, hello, my little puggy. Hold on. Oh, wait. I need you to track my movements, so that way you can see the pug I have with me. There's a pug right here. Move over here a little. There he is. Oh! This is how I sleep. Hot. He's like hot. Alright. I digress. So the Indian Muslim, this fakir, Aslan, he has this disembodied spirit that can take things from anything he needs, pretty much. As long as he's touched it, or when, as long as he's touched the item, he can ask for it to come back or make it go away whenever he wants because of this yogic power that was given to him by some Hindu yogi. He was told to only use it for good reasons, but he's not. He's being selfish, just as he had mentioned before. So he says, so Afzal is speaking, so obviously Sri Yukteswar is telling a story, and Sri Yukteswar was there when this happened. He says, Afzal looked me over inquisitively, then remarked, You have powerful hands. Go downstairs to the garden, get a smooth stone and write your name on it with chalk. Then throw the stone as far as possible into the Ganges. I obeyed. As soon as the stone had vanished under distant waves, the Mohammedan addressed me again. Fill a pot with Ganges water near the front of this house. After I returned with a vessel of water, the fakir cried, Hazrat, put the stone in the pot. The stone appeared at once. I removed it from the vessel and found my signature as legible as when I had written it. Babu, one of my friends in the room, was wearing a heavy antique gold watch and chain. Babu means Mister. It's just like it's like a term of like respect. It's like Mister, I shall be quiet and listen to the lesson. Here for the vibes. Good to hear. Thank you so much for being here, dude. We got ads in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Anyone who subscribed, that doesn't matter, though. He's like, I do not recall the name of Sri Yukteswar's friend and must refer to him simply as Babu or Mister. He says, Babu, one of my friends in the room was wearing a heavy antique gold watch and chain. The fakir examined them with ominous admiration. Soon, they were missing. Afzal, please return my prized heirloom. Babu was nearly in tears. The Mohammedan was stoically silent for a while, then said, You have 500 rupees in an iron safe. Bring them to me, and I will tell you where to locate your timepiece. The distraught Babu left immediately for his home. He came back shortly and handed Afzal the required sum. Go to the little bridge near your house, the fakir instructed. Babu, call on Hazrat to give you the watch and chain. Babu rushed away. On his return, he was wearing a smile of relief and no jewelry whatever. When I commanded Hazrat to, as directed, he announced, my watch came tumbling down the air into my right hand. You may be sure I locked the heirloom in my safe before rejoining the group here. Babu's friends, witnesses of the comico tragedy, what an interesting old word, witnesses of the comico tragedy of the ransom for a watch, were staring with resentment at Afzal. He now spoke placatingly. Please name any drink you want. Hazrat will produce it. A number asked for milk, others for fruit juices. I was not too much shocked when the unnerved Babu requested whiskey. The Mohammedan gave an order. The obliging Hazrat sent sealed containers sailing down and thudding on the floor. Each man found his desired beverage. The promise of the fourth spectacular feat of the day was doubtless gratifying to our hosts. Afzal offered to supply an instantaneous lunch. Let us order the most expensive dishes, Babu suggested gloomingly. I want an elaborate meal for my 500 rupees. Everything should be served on gold plates. As soon as each man had expressed his preferences, the fakir addressed himself to the inexhaustible Hazrat. A great rattle ensued. Gold platters filled with intricately prepared curries, hot luchis, and many out-of-season fruits landed from nowhere at our feet. All the food was delicious. After feasting for an hour, we started to leave the room. A tremendous noise, as though dishes were being piled up, caused us to turn around. Lo, there was no sign of the glittering plates or the remnants of the meal. Guruji, I interrupted. Oh, ad break has started. Guruji, I interrupted. If Afzal could easily secure such things as gold dishes, why did he covet the property of others? So let's hold on for a second. Take a quick little break. I'm going to run to the restroom again, because that's how old I am again. When I see a restroom, I go to it. I know you guys are probably like, why are you punishing us? We're your sponsor. We subscribe. Don't worry, I'm giving you a little show, too. You get to watch me walk to the restroom. Mm-hmm. Oh. Whatever. What the hell? I don't know what's going on with these damn ads, dude. Maybe there's something wrong with my. I mean, it's not everyone though either. That's the thing. Welcome back, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on with these ads. You're the Ricci said that happened to him earlier, and then I messed up and I ended stream and I started back again. I don't think it happened to him again. It might have. I don't know. Hold on. Let me check something really quick. I'm so sorry.
Alright, so we're good on our sponsorship vibes?
Don't click that.
Alright, sure.
I literally don't touch anything ever on my stream manager. There's no way. You know, like, I'm too silly for that. Well, I am so sorry. I wish it didn't happen. I'm so sorry. I'm in a daze 'cause I found God. Oh. Honestly, we should be done with this chapter before the end of the next one. Guruji, I interrupted. If Afzal could easily secure such things as gold dishes, why did he covet the property of others? The fakir was not highly developed spiritually, Sri Yukteswar explained. His mastery of a certain yoga technique gave him access to an astral plane, where any desire is immediately materialized. Through the agency of an astral being, Hazrat, the Mohammedan could summon the atoms of any object from etheric energy by an act of powerful will. But such astrally produced objects are structurally evanescent. They cannot be long retained. Just as my silver amulet was astrally produced object, finally vanished from this earth. See, if we remember in the beginning of this stream, El Bacco, what up, Crypto? Mr. Bartleby, thanks for being here, but I really appreciate you. Yeah, it's a little weirder stream today, guys, so I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you being here. I know this is weird, but it's good. It's good for us. Yeah, sorry about that, dude. Crypto, I need to see if I messed up something, but yeah, same thing happened to Ricci. Oh, you know what? I messed this up. The same thing happened to Ricci earlier. He was telling me that the stream was making him go through ads. I had to start this. I started the stream over not on purpose. It was an accident, but I started over and it didn't happen to him again. And I don't know if that was a problem. I need to. I don't know. I need to go. I don't know. I'll complain to Mr. Twitch myself. I'll go to Mr. Twitch's headquarters and knock on the door. So, he explains that these items that were being produced were etherically generated, and they cannot long last in this world. Even though they're created, they can't last here very long. But such astrally produced objects are structurally evanescent. They cannot be long retained. Afzal still yearned for worldly wealth, which, though more hardly earned, has a more dependable durability. I laughed. It, too, sometimes vanishes, unaccountably. Afzal was not a man of God realization, Master went on. Miracles of a permanent and beneficial nature are performed by true saints because they have attuned themselves to the omnipresent Creator. Afzal was merely an ordinary man with an extraordinary power of penetrating a subtle realm not usually entered by mortals until death. I understand now, Guruji. The afterworld appears to have some charming features. Master agreed. I never saw Afzal after that day, but a few years later Babu came to my home to show me a newspaper account of the Mohammedan's public confession. From it, I learned the facts I have just told you about Afzal's early initiation from a Hindu guru. The gist of the latter part of the published document, as recalled by Sri Yukteswar, was as follows. I, Afzal Khan, am writing these words as an act of penance, and as a warning to those who seek the possessions of miraculous powers. For years I have been misusing the wondrous abilities imparted to me through the grace of God and my Master. I became drunk with egotism, feeling that I was beyond the ordinary laws of morality. My day of reckoning finally arrived. Recently I met an old man on a road outside Calcutta. He limped along painfully, carrying a shining object that looked like gold. I addressed him with greed in my heart. I am Afzal Khan, the great fakir. What have you there? This ball of gold is my sole material wealth. It can be of no interest to a fakir. I implore you, sir, to heal my limp." I touched the ball and walked away without reply. The old man hobbled after me. He soon raised an outcry. "My gold is gone!" As I paid no attention, he suddenly spoke in a stentorian voice that issued oddly from his frail body. "Do you not recognize me?" I stood speechless, aghast at the belated discovery that this unimpressive old cripple was none other than the great saint who, long, long ago, had initiated me into yoga. He strained himself. His body instantly became strong and youthful. "So," my guru's glance was fiery, "I see with my own eyes that you use your powers not to help suffering humanity, but to prey on it like a common thief. I withdraw your occult gifts." Occult means hidden. "Hazrat is now freed from you. No longer shall you be a terror in Bengal." I called on Hazrat in anguished tones for the first time. He did not appear to my inner sight, but a dark veil suddenly lifted. I saw clearly the blasphemy of my life. "My Guru, I thank you for coming to banish my long delusion." I was sobbing at his feet. "I promise to forsake my worldly ambitions. I will retire to the mountains for lonely meditation on God, hoping to atone for my past evil." My master regarded me with silent compassion. "I feel your sincerity," he said finally. "Because of your earlier years of strict obedience, and because of your present repentance, I will grant you one boon. Your other powers are now gone, but whenever food and clothing are needed, you may still call successfully on Hazrat to supply them. Devote yourself wholeheartedly to divine understanding in the mountain solitudes." My guru then vanished. I was left to my tears and reflections. Farewell, world. I go to seek the forgiveness of the cosmic beloved. End of chapter. End of reading for today. Wow, huh? What a story. What a couple of great stories and lessons to really be put on here. You know, if we don't, the whole point is to good read. I know you kind of came in the latter end of it. Check out the VOD, or check out the book, Autobiography of A Yogi. I have a link I can share you if you're interested. It's kind of a heavy read, but it's very, very good if you're into like spirituality, religion. You have any questions about stuff. We were talking about the Adam and Eve story in the original Genesis creation and the allegory behind it. We learned about the human nervous system and like how it interacts with the stars and planets and moons to affect our zodiac signs and our horoscopes. We also learned about what it means, you know, to truly have faith in divine and what it means to pray and stuff like that of that sort. It's very touching. It's very deep. It's very much needed and practical and pragmatic. A lot of this stuff, you know, a lot of people read this and think of it as like kind of like, oh, you know, it can't happen. It's not real. It's mystical. It's not real. You know, this man here, he wasn't just an ordinary dude. Later on we'll learn about him coming to America. Drolord, nice setup. Proud of you, man. Oh, thanks, Drolord. Appreciate you, man. How's it look? It looks good. I'm so happy for you. Thank you for being here. Guys, check out Drolord. This is a homie. Known this guy a majority of my life. A precious friend. Doubtless. No doubt that we have met in previous incarnations. No doubt we'll find each other again. Isn't that so true? You know, when you meet a best friend, when you meet someone you truly love, it doesn't matter how much time passes. You can see somebody after 20 years, and it's like, or 4 or 5 years, 20 years, it's like no time passed at all. Why does that happen, you know? Because love, when you truly love somebody, and not like just filial love between family or between lovers, but like real love between friends. It has nothing to do with possessions. It has nothing to do with chemicals brought on by birth or sexual instincts. We only want the highest for the other. We only are happy in each other's joys. In that true, pure divine love, time disappears. I have people in my life that I love unconditionally, that are no longer physically present in this realm, and I still love them. I still feel them constantly. How can that be? I handle my spirituality by using a technique I learned in Kuwait during a deployment, but it is a form of meditation. That's good, man. That's what's important. Whether or not we know it, we're all kind of meditating. I have a friend who does marathon runs, and he goes into this groove after like hours and hours of running straight, you know, focusing in this one place. That's the whole point, is concentration. When we can focus the mind, when we can focus all the bodily function and components into one point of concentration, that is when true power, that is true willpower. That is the true voice of God. That is when the idea of divinity within each one of us, that becomes unmistakable. And that is why meditation is so important. It makes the invisible become visible. It makes the idea of faith become no longer just some mythical quest, or these stories in scriptures seem like just some story or some mystical poem. It becomes something tangible. It becomes something real. It becomes something we can attain and we can attest to. It's so beautiful. I wouldn't be alive here today if not for my guru's teachings. That cam is fantastic. That camera is fantastic. Oh, you like it? Dude, that was the one. Oh, yeah, you were here on Wednesday, right? This is the one that came in. It came so quick. Dude, it's so great, too. Look, check it out. Follows me around. Yeah, once I get, all I need is the Elgato. Once I get the Steam Deck, dude, I'll be able to stream, is that what it's called? Steam Deck? No, not the Steam Deck. The capture card. When I get the capture card, I'll be able to capture my PlayStation, and I'll be able to stream all the time from this, and it'll be great. Like the picture quality, not just the picture quality, but like the not scary. Move again. What do you mean? What's scary? I feel really bad. I woke up my dogs for that. I almost bought that camera. It seems like someone's filming you. Yeah, exactly. The camera moves on its own. It tracks me. Look at this. I missed you, Dro Lord. Where have you been? I was worried, sick. Back up right now. I hate that. He said, I hate that for you. Oh my god. He's like, it's just a group of hamsters, the camera taped to their back. I'm like, move. Like, they just move around left and right. Oh my god, shut up, dude. Oh my golly. Alright guys, let's get the raid going. It's a shorter stream. Sundays are for meditation purposes. I'll be back on tomorrow with Diablo for like a really long time. I'll be grinding that because I have to catch up really hardcore. And then Tuesday, Howie, we're going to be doing our Baldur's Gate stream. Hold the camera, meditate about it. Baldur's Gate stream on Tuesday. And then Wednesday... probably go back to Diablo. Who's live? Do ramen. Ramen's cool. Oh, Saint Jeezy. Saint Jeezy's doing his 12 days of Jeezy-miss. Let's raid into him. Let's keep it going. Let's keep the good vibes going with Saint Jeezy, baby. I'll love you up soon. Oh, thanks, Papa. Yeah, I'm gonna be on right now. Actually, I'm just gonna make some food real quick and then be back in the Discord and then be playing that all night. But let's go hang out with Saint Jeezy. Let's he's doing this 12 days of Jeezy-miss. Everybody wish him a nice, beautiful Jeezy-miss day. Yeah, once like I said, once I get the capture card, I'll start getting. I really want to upgrade the streams and stuff. I have a bunch of music that I can use. I have some really good ideas for like raid alerts, for all types of stuff. Yes, thank you for the stream. I enjoyed it a lot. Oh, Johnny, thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate you, Johnny. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for having an open mind and listening to me this whole time. It's a lot. It's really heavy, and I know like some of the religious topics sometimes trigger people, and I really appreciate people who are willing to at least listen with an open mind and not be like, oh no, like that's too much. It's like I really, really appreciate it because this is who I am, and it's a good way for me to kind of let you know like what I'm really into, and like if you can't deal with it, it's like cool, perfect. And if you do like it, great. Like, oh, I love it. I love you guys. Thank you so much. But yeah, St. Jeezy is the best. We love St. Jeezy. This is how I met Johnny. This is how I met a bunch of really good people. Doing 12 days in Jeezy-miss. I love you all so much. Thank you all for being here. Thank you 1,000 times. I miss you already.